Hey, what's up, noob tubes? So here I got some Argentium stock. It's a little over an ounce here. I want to make a little trinket, and the stock isn't as big as I wanted. I've tried to hammer it out, but it's kind of loud hammering in a condo, and it's pretty slow going. And I could probably re-soften it. It's probably getting work hardened by now, but I could probably re-soften it, but I don't know if my torch has enough capacity. So another alternative is I could cut off sections and then lay them edge to edge and solder it to make kind of like a square about 4 times as big as this by sawing off sections and sticking them all together. It's another option, but I'm gonna try just to cut a little square off and then try to flatten just that alone, see how that goes. It doesn't need to be that big, it's just it'd be better to be bigger, but hey, do what I can. There's little arc weld marks on this silver. I was just checking the strength of the thing. Alright, I'll cut this, get this cut. Alright, got it in the clamp, my old wood clamp. Got my saw, thinking that's a good amount right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the phone down while I make the cut. Alright, got the little square of silver cut off of here. Not too bad of a cut, not perfectly straight, but since I'm going to be smashing it, I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll see how this goes. Kind of small, might be too small to work with, but the advantage is I'll be able to heat it and, you know, re-soften it, whereas it would be hard for me with just a propane to heat this sufficiently. Well, it might work, but then I'd fire scale the whole thing. The disadvantage is, of course, it's going to be a lot harder to hit this thing around without it flying away, but I'll see how that goes. I'll just use some needle nose pliers while I hit it, the narrow ones without teeth. Alright, I'll hammer it on a little while and start shooting again. Alright, here's where I'm at, so I've expanded it a little bit. It seems like it's slowing down, so I might soften it a little right now. Just heat it and quench it. It's not looking too pretty, but this vise is not made for this kind of thing. It's pretty soft metal. I need to get an actual vise one of these days. But it's gonna come along, we'll see. When I soften it, the idea is I'm gonna round it a bit and then try to make it circular also. So I want to dome it, round it, and then make some grooves in it because it's a little tiny peyote charm. Alright, I'll heat it and continue hammering. Actually got it nice and hot. Sort of melt a little, so it kind of smoothed it out. That's pretty handy. Actually looks like some maybe texture from the fire brick. I don't know. Yeah, continue hammering. The idea is make it round, kind of pin cushion shape, but it's pretty tiny, so it's kind of tough with stuff I got. All right, new plan. Since I've seen how easy it's melting, maybe let's try to melt it into a bead. That'd be about the right shape. Because the hammering is a little bit of a pain. So, I gotta borax the bottom first so it won't stick. I'll do that. There's my fancy quenching dish. And we'll see how that goes. Alright, got it all glazed. Here's my torch. Pretty normal looking self-igniting torch. My propane tank was way light today, even though it was almost full. So Sadly, I guess it was open a little, maybe just when it got moved. Who knows? I should probably keep it in a better spot, but it never leaked bad enough to smell, and I think it's not even completely out, and I hadn't used it in at least a few days, so I guess it was a very slow leak. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and heat this thing and see if I can get it into a bead. And it'll probably still stick to the borax, but it'll be easier to break that hopefully than break it off a crucible. Alright, here it is. Still cooling down. Kinda got a bead shape to it. I think that's gonna be just about right. So now just let it cool off for a little while. Actually, if it's solid now, I'll just quench it before maybe the borax hasn't glued it on yet. Alright, here we go. Oh, waited too long, maybe because I was trying to tape it. Alright, I'm just going to reheat it again. Alright, here's after melting it into a bead. And it's not a perfectly round bead, which I didn't really want. I still wanted the bottom to be kind of flat, but yeah, it's fairly round, a little squarish. But that's fine because perfect symmetry for this. I think it could look more natural if it's not perfectly round. So now I just got to figure out how to get the it's got a nice little dome. Get the lines in, kind of make it lobed. And yeah, it's awfully tiny. Make it lobed, add a little detail. Probably just carefully with a file. I might do the sides with a saw and then file on the top. Alright, we'll see how it goes. Here's where I'm at so far. Just quickly brushed it. Got the little lobes started. I think the challenge will be I'd like to make it deeper in the center, but that's where the lines connect. So that's going to be kind of tricky if I wanted it nice and deep, I think. I'll think of something. Potentially even just drill a tiny bit out right there. And then kind of smooth those down into the hole I make. But, I don't know, a round hole's pretty obvious. I'll think of something. Okay, after some more filing, and I just used the saw to cut these grooves. Actually, I don't know if I recorded that. Probably looked better before. The center kind of got smashed up because I took a scribe, nice hardened tip. Instead of drilling out the center, this made a tapered spot, so I just smacked it a couple times, and then using a small screwdriver, I kind of folded the outside in down into the pit in the center. And as an experiment, because I just can't quite manipulate the parts I want to, I think I'm just going to heat it again until it just barely melts and kind of smooth down these points. Hopefully they just melt down in. Makes a nice smooth looking appearance. We'll see. Alright, well, I skipped a lot of steps video wise, and a lot of things would have been easier with certain tools, whatnot. But I think I'll call this one good. It's just so small it's hard to even work with. But yeah, I added those these dots on each lobe intentionally using the sparkle welder. I was able to get that a little deeper by smacking it with a... Oh, I think I already said that. Yeah, I got that deeper and then just kind of smeared it down in there, tried to reheat it. It's just hard to get the file in there. The thing about the peyote shape, though, is it's not just a line you can saw right across. It's, you know, you can see that the line only goes to the center. So it's kind of hard to get in the center and work, especially on something this small. And, you know, I've barely made anything out of metal. So I guess I'm okay with it. Yeah, there it is. I'll try to make a bigger one someday because it's kind of cool. I think it's kind of neat. And I wanted to solder the, here's actually a little bit of my wire hanging right near here. I wanted to solder so it was been a little point sticking off of there, more than just a little kind of indentation from the welder. Want to do that. Couldn't really get it. I was trying to use real low power so I wouldn't zap the thing, and it wasn't really sticking, but it still made little marks that kind of resemble the little clusters of thorns or hairs that the peyote has. So there we go. Thanks for watching.